What's up? What's going on? What's happening? Welcome to So I Was in This House with your host, me. Um, and you know what, man? I'm even gonna what's gonna bring you on. I got a guest here. He needs no introduction. His name is Kenny Byrne.
Kenny Byrne, man.
Byrne, baby, Byrne. Hey, did you see on that? Did you see on that Instagram post that I put music behind it and I used Disco Inferno?
Oh, did you? Well, I did an AI picture of myself, and I got a lot of I got people texting me and shit. That's not you.
That looked really good. I was like,
All right.
and it was Byrne, baby, Byrne. What's
Oh, yeah.
happening, man? Yeah, that picture looked that was a good picture, man.
I'm
That
just
was a good
trying to.
picture.
I'm just trying to say. I'm just trying to keep up. Stay handsome like Ken Goodrich. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, that's tough to do, man. He looks great.
It is.
He
He
looks
does.
great. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So what's happening, man? What's going on in your world?
Not much, man. We're just living life. Building another company, and
Yeah, where's that?
we're up in Vermont now.
Yeah,
So
buddy.
just finishing off our first year, just shy of 4 million, 0 to 4 million on another greenfield. So not too bad, I guess, in an area where there's not too many population and super hard to get employees.
In Vermont?
Oh yeah,
Really?
yeah. There's just not a lot of people up here.
Really? Yeah.
Well,
That's I mean, yeah. You got mountains though. You
hey,
got
we're doing
trees.
it. You know what I'm saying? It's beautiful.
Yeah, you got trees, you got mountains, and you started from scratch.
Yeah, another greenfield. Yeah.
So Kenny, so that everybody, like not everybody that is listening is necessarily going to know who you are. There's listeners from all over the place. So
Yep.
if you could just introduce who you are, what you do.
Yeah, so my name's Kenny Byrne. From Connecticut, born and raised, grew up there. Been in the trades. I've been doing this for a little over 20 years now. Almost 25 now. Built 6 companies, saved some companies from going out of business. Built companies, sold companies, building more companies. Just whatever we want to do is what we do, and we just do our best to do the right thing for people and build people and leaders, and that's just what we're doing, man.
Nice, man. And
Just working nonstop. That's all we do is work.
work, man. Work. Put your head down and work. Tim, what's up, Tim? Yeah. Stan says the skiing and snowboarding is probably good up there.
Yep. I'm not sure if Stan's part of a building company that we built. They're pretty big now. They got like 160 employees down there in Philadelphia or something now. 3 locations. Yeah.
Wow. That's a lot, man.
Not bad, dude.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Good, man. So
doing
that's
some
good.
cool stuff throughout my career.
Yeah. And so you started out. Were you was dad involved? Was family involved in the business, like growing up?
Not originally. So me and my brother started our first company. So what I am is I'm the youngest person in the history of Connecticut to ever get the contractor's license. I got it at 19, which was like the minor one where you could do some stuff, but you couldn't do like big work. And then at 21, I got the top contractor's license. And I held that for a long time. So I started my first company at 19. I had a landscaping company before that. As soon as I got a driver's license, I was out cutting people's lawn, doing trees. Just my mother and father built houses, you know what I mean? So my mother's always been in business. And then a lot of my mother's brothers and some of my dad's brothers, they were always in business. So like business is part of our family, you know what I mean? So when you grow up in it, it's just like a natural thing to go into. So, was in the new construction with my parents growing up since I was 3 years old. Then went to high school for the trades and picked HVAC. And what was really cool is I didn't have to go to school, right? Because school's not for us. That's why we're in the trades. We like working on our hands. So I was kind of like a misfit in school and didn't really want to be there. So I went to technical high school, and for 2 weeks out of the month, I got to go work and get paid and get all my hours, so that I was literally licensed before I even got out of high school. So that was really cool. You know what I mean?
Wow.
And that's why I was able to get my licenses so young. You know what I mean?
Wow. That's a crazy head start, man.
Not bad. Yeah. And then my mother, she just dude, my mother just like, since I was 3 years old, just drilled in my head. She's like, dude, you can do whatever you want to do. Like, you're the best. And you're gonna run businesses. Like, that's all she drilled in my head when I was a kid. You know what I mean? Like, you're the best. You're gonna do whatever you want to do. You can do whatever you want to do, and like, just do it. You know what I mean? And now I think I'm the fucking best at everything.
You know,
and we literally just do whatever we want to do. You know what I mean? So
I was thinking about that actually. Like I was thinking about that the other day. Like belief.
Yeah.
We don't think about that enough, but when you start, you know, we try to learn from people that have come before us, right? We try to learn from people who have succeeded. And the crazy thing is that like one of the threads that I've seen run through, and maybe you can talk about this with your companies, but like belief becomes such a strong, like being a part of a team and then believing that you're a part of something. I've seen guys grow incredible teams, like just getting everybody rowing in the same direction, man.
That's all it is. Like, honestly, like being a leader is kind of like going to church, right? Like, everyone just needs to constantly hear what you're trying to do, what you're trying to build, who you want to be, right? Like, dude, every single person that's in our businesses, they think they're the best because I tell them that they're the best, right? And if you're told that so many times, then you start thinking it, and then you start just being the best. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if they're not, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's just constant reassurance. Like, hey, we're here to help you. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're here to support you. That's my job, is to support you in any way possible, whether it's technical. And that's what the really good thing about this is, right? Is because, dude, I spent so much time in the field, right? And then I met my wife, and she's brilliant. You know what I mean? She ran huge companies, and now she brought, you know, not only the business side, you know, that I've learned through her and Nexstar and a bunch of other people that have helped me along the way, but really just mold me into being a professional, because I was not a professional, you know what I'm saying, before I met her. I was very egotistical, like people didn't want to work for me, you know what I'm saying, like didn't know how to treat people, didn't know how to just like be a real leader, you know what I'm saying? Like, I always had the leadership tendencies. I was always like a captain on the team, or, you know what I mean? I played ice hockey growing up.
Hockey?
And just like, what's that?
Hockey.
Yeah.
Hockey?
I always played, hockey. I always played ice hockey growing up. And just
that's
like
a tough sport, man. That's a tough sport. Everybody that, and I got into ice hockey over the last couple of years, and everybody that I know that has played hockey has a level of this where it is, dude, you're on the ice for like a minute or two. Like, that's it.
Dude, you're going.
It's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
And the amount of athleticism and speed, dude, even watching the game, I'm like, these guys are nuts. How do you throw your stick up there and then like ricochet it right into the goal? It's so fast. And it was like planned. Like, oh yeah, I planned to hit it to you so you could just ricochet it into the goal. It blows my mind.
Exactly, dude. Like, dude, me and one of my best friends growing up, we've been playing together since we were like 6 years old, Brandon Tangway. We just won a championship before I moved up to Vermont in the men's league at 40 years old, dude. That was fucking awesome. You know what I mean? So still just crushing it, dude. You know what I mean?
Is that right?
I swear to God, dude.
Oh my God!
I play center, dude. I'm a goal scorer, dude. Like,
no,
bro. I'm like the fattest, most athletic person you've met in your life, dude.
I believe it. I believe it. You look like a football player, but yeah.
Dude. That's the best thing about hockey, dude, because you can literally destroy people and not have to go to jail. You know what I'm saying? You can just wipe them out.
That's crazy. Tim gave a good comment here. Tim said, just shared a post about all companies that have OneDrive ADHD owners that was told as a kid that they wouldn't amount to shit. And self-belief takes no days off as an operator.
Nope.
I will say this. There is a screw loose of some sort, and most professional, like successful people that are especially in our industry, that are like, there's a level of insanity that runs inside of those in the home services field. It's like there are no days off. It's crazy.
Dude, I was working, like, we're building a house right now on top of building this business as fast as we build them. And like they're just like, dude, you built the complete custom home in 7 months. Like, how the hell do you do that? It's just like, we just do it. Everything's a system. You know what I'm saying? Like everything's a process, and it's just, dude, it's being organized, right? That's all it is. It's just being organized and ordering things and knowing that things are coming, and then you have to do this, you have to do this, you have this, and all of a sudden it's done. You know what I'm saying? It's just.
Did you always have that that organization?
Yes, 100%. Like, dude, I can't stand seeing people's vans that are like every single one of our trucks, right? We have a specific shelving system that I custom designed for every single one of them with all the bins so that they're all the same, so that when one guy goes in a truck, it's the same. You know what I mean? And then when the apprenticeship, you tell him to go out and get the pipe stretcher, he knows where the pipe stretcher is. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just making that's why we're able to do this so fast. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're able to go from 0 to 4 million in a market like that. You know what I'm saying?
That was a big deal with joining like SGI and Nexstar and whatnot. Learning like that's a big piece of operation, right? Is setting up the trucks in a way that it's perfection. And now, with ties with VMI systems and inventory in and out and scanning and barcodes and everything else, it becomes it's definitely systematic.
And all I did was I got that from Tommy Mello. I went to his shop. I seen how he designed that truck, and I'm like, dude, that's done. Went right home and did it.
Yeah, it's amazing the things that you can pick up. Oh, yeah. His episode was really eye opening for I think a lot of people. And he opened up like because he's always doing podcasts and whatnot, but he ended up, I think, kind of opening up at certain things that I thought were man, it was cool. He's got some crazy insight, and he's a 1,000,000-mile-an-hour guy. Like he was doing push-ups like in between. He was like, as soon as I'm done with this, I'm doing like 60 push-ups like in the room over there, and I got an accountability partner who's like standing behind me over here, and the accountability person is gonna go ahead and make sure I do my 60 push-ups over here.
Oh yeah, I mean, dude, we just signed up today for this class that him and Al Levy are gonna do in next month. You know what I'm saying? Like about expanding into markets and taking over. I mean, Kim and I do a pretty good job, but Tommy, what do you want to teach me? Al, what do you want to teach me? I'm listening. Let's go. You know what I'm saying?
Do you find that because you're so set in your ways now with, your processes and your systems and procedures when you're building these companies that you've kind of closed because naturally you would close yourself off to certain ideas, to certain conversation. Now you just keep learning.
Got to learn, dude. Things are always changing. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to adapt and change real fast.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so, you got a big fan base here. You got a lot of people on here in the chat. It's pretty crazy. You got a lot of people watching. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
It goes to show, right? I mean, that's good. It's good for you.
I put myself out there too. I'm not hiding.
No, you don't hide.
Like,
you remember when you and I first met, actually?
Dude, what's really weird about our relationship is you like pop up in the weirdest fucking places ever. Like that time at JB Warranties.
Yeah.
I'm down there in a class, and here comes Everett. I'm like, what the hell is this guy doing here?
Yeah. It's pretty wild, man.
Yeah.
I feel like you were in Vegas too. I think we were at a show in Vegas once too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh,
was that Victor? Was that a Victor event? Was that a when he was running events?
Well, I spoke at one of Victor's events.
Yeah.
I spoke at one of Victor's events, and then dude, we just run into each other at the oddest places.
So how long did you spend in the field before you got out and started really operating a business?
I'm still in the field.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I'm serious. I go in and out of the field all the time and you know why, dude? Like, I don't care what any of these guys say. Things are changing, okay? And also, listen, I don't have all the answers, right? And because things are changing, you got to go back in every once in a while and see what's going on. Like, and what's really crazy, dude, is like I can do jobs like today, okay? I'm learning how to do electrical, okay? And I want to be like the best at it. Dude, I did a panel swap and an electrical service upgrade in 3 hours. Dude, I just started doing it. I don't know nothing about it, and it's perfect. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just how fast that we can do things now, and like how we have our jobs set up with the kits and everything that we use. Like, dude, I can do a furnace change out in under 2 hours, and the guys are like, "What the hell?" You know what I'm saying? It's taking them 4, 6, 8 hours, and I'm just in and out, and then they're like, "What the hell?" And I'm just like, and then we have our classroom at all our companies. And then I go there and I just show them what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? I'll pull them out of the field for 2 hours and I'm like, dude, we're going to change a furnace out today. Right. And I'll build one. And then we go and change the furnace out. And I show them what I'm doing to do this so fast. You know what I'm saying? And then like, dude, we take 6 weeks and we make ductwork out of paper. You know what I'm saying? And we do a 6-week ductwork class because we have brakes in every single one of our trucks so that the guys can make nice, clean fittings. You know what I'm saying? Like, and we show them how to do this. And it's just like, dude, we all went to school for 18 years, right? So, dude, we do 2 hours of training every single week. It's non-negotiable. And we talk about a topic, we talk about sales, we talk about installing so that our apprentices are learning, right? Because, dude, what frustrates an installer the most?
Yeah, I mean, usually when the job's not sold right, measurements are always a big part of it.
Helper, dude, that's no help. So, dude,
someone that doesn't know what they're doing.
How do we increase our efficiency? We talk about the process of doing the job, right? Hey, when you show up to the job, you do this. This guy does this. This guy does this. This guy does this. This guy does this. Hey, oh shit, we're done, dude. And because we have performance pay, you just made 3 times as much as anyone else will ever pay you. You know what I'm saying? Like this stuff is not hard.
So,
you know what I mean?
From an operational standpoint, I can completely see that. So you're running. I mean, you got communication training, you got service training, you have sales training,
everything.
So so you said something before that kind of piqued my interest, and you were a little passionate when you said it. You said things are changing. Like, what did you mean by that?
Dude, things are changing. Like the equipment's changing. How you have to set them up properly with these dual fuel when you have heat pumps and gas and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's always changing. And listen, 5 years from now, dude, it's probably not even gonna be heat pumps anymore. I was just on the phone with a guy today. And he's asking me, he's like, hey, listen, Ken, which way should we go? And I'm like, dude, it's hard to tell you because in 10 years from now, we're probably not even going to be using fossil fuels anymore. We're going to be using something, who the hell knows? You know what I mean? Crystal balls to make heat. I don't know. Right? Like, like over the last 25 years, how much has the trade changed? Tons.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like, it's just, there's really no way to predict it. You know
what are your thoughts on your because you do mostly residential, you don't do a lot of commercial, right?
I've done everything. We've built big commercial companies. I've chillers, cooling towers. I've literally done all of it, you know what I'm saying? But we focus on residential because people are willing to spend more on their house, right? Yeah. And there's a reason why we want to do commercial because yes, they're huge ticket items. Okay, great. Okay. Everyone can whatever. Pound their chest for that, but people are willing to spend more on their home. When you're in business, you're trying to save money and make money, right? So you're looking for the cheapest price. That's why I didn't do well in the commercial space. I don't want to be the cheapest guy. You know what I mean? I want to be able to deliver a service, and to do that, you have to charge a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude.
Yeah. By the way, we have a woman here. Her name is Cheryl Byrne, and she says I know it is. She says in every successful business you have to always remain proactive, mom. You got a good mom. She's here. She's supporting you, even though you're getting beat up on the hockey rink.
That's it. She used to beat the shit out of the hockey sticks too.
But what are your thoughts on changing like things like customer buying habits and how they come to find companies and establish relationships with contractors? I'd be really interested to hear your opinion on what you think about that.
I mean, the biggest thing is being there for them. Okay. And answering the phone and then being knowledgeable enough to answer their questions. Or actually, the best salesman, when you're done, they don't even have any questions. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're just there to educate and be consultants. We're not there to tell people what to do. We're not like, if people want to buy from experts, especially now, man, everything's at your fingertips. You can look up whatever you want. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, look at the thing I put on Facebook today. It's ChatGPT, right? I needed a headshot. I'm like, you know what I mean? I've been professional my entire life. I don't even have a headshot. So I just asked for a headshot. It doesn't even look like
you got a really great headshot now, by the way.
You know what I'm saying?
It looks really good.
I mean, like, and then literally it's like staying in front of people's faces. Like, so that's just what we do. That's where this call the brands came from. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I learned from COVID. People need to be told what to do. So we're just telling them to call us. You know what I'm saying? And I don't care what anyone says, you're always going to be calling somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like, that, I don't think that ever is going to go away, because there's always going to be some type of communication, right?
Yeah.
So we're just telling people to call us, and then imagine they do. You know what I mean?
Right. You're putting a message out there to call. I love that, by the way.
Right.
My guest last week was Peter Roth. You know who this is?
No, I don't.
So he's actually setting up. Oh, this is crazy. In a world where now, social media and Google and pay-per-click and everything else is becoming so saturated, he has been helping companies set up legitimate call centers and doing it for them, but not in the way you're thinking. He's literally getting like data-driven lists and outbounding for customers. Old school telemarketing, bro. Old school telemarketing. Right. And apparently it's working, I guess, because there's less people, real live people making phone calls. It's usually those like robotic kind of things where like there's an 8-second pause when you,
and then it goes boop, and then you just hang up,
and then you can't even understand what they're saying. Yeah, apparently they're doing really well doing that. And I was
it's just being different, Everett. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
It's just like the bell bottoms. They're gonna come back. They always do. You know what I mean? Like,
there are things like, I mean, it's crazy. Like you're saying, like with AI, you just threw it in ChatGPT and boom, you get something. It's like, I'll be interested to see what happens, in the industry over, does somebody develop something that, eliminates, look, I've always thought to myself, you can't be replaced. You got to send a technician to figure it out. You got to send a technician out there to go look at what's going on. You got to send an installer to go install a system. You got to send, right. I wonder if there's pieces of the process, and I'm kind of spitballing here, but pieces of the process that, start going away, right. Where it's like
100%.
Yeah.
Like, listen, we like I said, we just started doing electrical, and we went on ChatGPT, and I'm like, I need an install list for every single kind of electrical job. And it just spits out all this stuff, and it's all perfect. You know what I'm saying? So you can't tell me that pretty soon, okay, maybe in a year, maybe 2 years, who knows, maybe I'm working on this, okay, you're going to take a picture, and every single little part, the transition that you need is going to already be like sent to your phone. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, it's coming, right?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, 100%. You know what I mean? It's just like,
John Gerbil says, Ken,
John's my boy, dude. I love
when am I jumping in? What's crazy funny and how small this industry is I met John like years ago before I even moved down to Texas, man. I met him in like Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. I went it was like the craziest thing. But yeah.
I met John in Nexstar when I was helping Gen 3 electric and HVAC down in Philadelphia for a couple of years.
So you worked in Philly, you worked in the Northeast.
Philly, Pennsylvania, Long Island, all over the place.
So the genesis of this podcast, as you know, was like stories that happen inside other people's houses, right? You say you're in houses all the time. You'd be the funniest guy to. So what is the craziest shit that has happened to you inside of a house?
So me and my brother, we work for this guy in Canton, Connecticut, and it's this old man. And dude, this guy's house was like spotless. Like everything had its place and its spot, right? So I think we replaced his boiler or something, okay? And the guy goes to us. He goes, listen, he's like, I need the biggest favor in the world. He's like, I've called every single company and no one will help me out. And I'm like, you're a pretty good dude. What's going on, man? He's like, all I got to say is I'm going to bring you somewhere right now. And he's like, please don't judge me. And me and my brother look at each other. Yeah, dude, I'm like, what the hell? Okay. That's literally what he said. He's like, I'm going to bring you to my daughter and son-in-law's house, dude. And like, he's like, I need you to replace their boiler. No one will do it for us. And he goes, I'm going to say this again. Please don't judge me. And I'm like, okay, well, this is going to be interesting. So we go over to this house, right? And we pull in the driveway. And it's just, dude, it's a normal ranch, single level ranch at the end of a cul-de-sac. And we get out the car, and then you can just smell rot. Yeah, from like 15 feet away from the house. Okay. So the guy looks at us and he goes, and he kind of like, he does like, yep, like you kind of gonna guess what you're going into here. So we walk in this house, right? And dude, there are dishes, and dude, it was the most disgusting house I've ever been in. Okay. So you walk in the side door, and here's the kitchen to the left, and there's just full food and plates that have never been washed probably in years, with mold, and dude, it was just like, dude, we were dry heaving when we walked in here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm serious. And the dad's just, and like, there's the really bad part is there's these two little cute ass little kids, dude, right? They're probably like 3 and 4, okay? Maybe even younger, a little older. And so this is where it gets bad, right? So he's like, all right, I'm going to bring you downstairs. He's like, you might want to put your shirt over your mouth. And I'm like, okay. So we open the door, dude, and literally probably a 30 by 40 open area is just filled with, you know how, like, I never had a little kid. We were fortunate enough to adopt a little girl from China. She's awesome, but never had a little kid, right? You know how, like, when you do the diaper and you make it a ball and you tape it, it's just a ball?
Oh,
well, these people literally just threw them all down the stairs. And the thing, there was like 3 feet of diapers full of shit in these people's basement, okay, that we had to push through. And then this dude, it gets even better if you didn't think it could, right? So I go and I look at the boiler. The mechanical room is spotless because no one's ever been in there. Okay.
Wow.
So I'm like, all right, dude, we at least got a nice little spot to work, and we don't have to, like, you know, move some hoarder stuff out of here, right? But I had to go over and look at the oil tank, okay? And instead of, like, dude, they had a slop sink, and they just literally took the diapers or the kids' clothes because they stopped buying diapers, and the slop sink was full and heaving with human shit. Okay?
Oh my
dude, it was bad. All right. So,
like, you couldn't even like turn on the sink to wash it away?
Don't even know if there was a faucet there.
Wow.
Yeah, it was bad.
So what'd you do? Did you end up? Go ahead.
Dude, we went.
Did you replace the boiler? Did you replace the boiler?
Yeah, dude. We put an awesome Buderis boiler in there, dude, with 5-3 zones. It was dope, right? Brand new indirect water heater. But at the end of the job, dude, my brother Chris, dude, the kid's got like, he's got like a heart of gold, dude, and like the kid, like, the awesome thing about my brother, dude, is when he focuses on something, dude, he gets this shit done, right? And like, he was just like, dude, he's like, we got to do something about those kids.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that. Yeah,
I'm like, well, what are we gonna do about it, right? So, my mom had this cop friend in town, Lois. So we call Lois and we let her know what's going on, right? And then so they went and they took the kids. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay, but hold on, it gets better. So this isn't a doom and gloom. This is actually really good, right? So they go and they take the kids away from them for a little while, and we go back. I think it was probably a year or two later to service the boiler. Dude, these people are clean cut. They must have been going to church, dude. The house is clean, smells awesome. The kids are freaking dressed in brand new clothes, dude. Like they had like a coming to Jesus. So the moral of the story is, like, some people just need to be woken up.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
And
like,
you guys did that.
I didn't. My brother Chris did.
Dude, that is exactly why I have these conversations.
Dude.
That story right there, what you just said, because we are in other people's homes for short periods of time, and you can make such a difference, not even and not even know it. Now in this one, you knew that you were making a difference, but you didn't know the after. Your brother and you did not know the after effect of what was going to happen.
We knew that they were going to lose their kids for a bit, but you know what I mean? Like
that's an incredible story.
Right. And like, dude, the people, when we went back to their home, that like they didn't know that we did that, but like who's going to know?
Right.
Like the father thanked us. You know what I mean? He's like,
yeah,
because it's just like, dude, it's just like how, you know, when you're a kid, right? So you have a child and you're trying to get them to do something, and you need your friend or someone else to tell them, and then they'll start doing it. You know what I'm saying? So like, I'm sure the dad's just like, you know, how do you even tell your kids to clean their shit up? You know what I'm saying? Like, get your act together. Like, sometimes you just need like this crazy ass thing to happen to you, and then you got to change. You know what I mean?
Have you changed in on that line right there? And because you've employed a lot of people, you've mentored a lot of people, you've trained a lot of people.
Over 1,000. We've had over thousands of employees.
And you know, I've had the experience of being able to work with quite a few people as well. And I love these sort of stories. And I think that like the trades in general doesn't get as much love as it probably should. You know, in regards to this, but I'd be really interested to hear. I gotta real quick, guys. I have a sponsor, Cooper and Hunter. They've been
all night, man. Do it up.
Absolutely fantastic. They are the sponsor of the Florida Panthers. They're the sponsor of the New York Yankees. And they've been awesome. They are they do VRF, VRV, whatever you want to call it. And they made a little video. I'm gonna let it roll right here.
Cooper & Hunter's new peak unit runs efficiently up to 19 SEER 2, with BTU capacity that ranges between 18 to 55,000 for indoor and outdoor units. Compared to a traditional gas furnace, Peak's revolutionary design is ready to step in without a hassle, thanks to its adaptive multi-voltage. True high-performance hyper units provide a 100% heating output at negative 13 degrees. Looking inside the unit, the new M-coil is highly efficient and provides a better airflow that reflects in a higher static pressure. Our Smart Kit is included, giving you access to control your device from the comfort of your phone. Peak stands for powerful, efficient, auto voltage detection, and quiet. To learn more, visit our website or talk to your local distributor. Cooper & Hunter, addicted to comfort.
So big shout out to Cooper and Hunter. They've been awesome. Anyway, so yeah, you've dealt with people. Let me hear something where you've affected somebody that you've employed, that you've been working with, or somebody that you trained.
Well, dude, let's talk about Joey Pizzalongo. This kid's a fucking beast, dude, right?
Pizzalongo.
Pizzalongo, yeah. How you doing?
How you doing?
So Joey, right? This kid, I mean, let's just say this, like our team at Call the Bee, right? Dude, like I'm just so fucking proud of these people, dude. Like every single one of them that stuck with us through the sale and everything. Like, dude, they are all, dude, they're all managers now. They're gonna do 40 million this year. Like, how many customers is that we're helping, dude? You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, like in 5 years, we just blew that company up. And it's not because of me. It's not because of Kim, dude. It's because we found the right people, dude. We trained them how to be leaders. We trained them to be selfless, because that's really what Kim and I are, dude. Like, nothing that we do is for us. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even get paid. I don't even know what a paycheck is. You know what I'm saying? I haven't got paid in years.
You should probably get paid, Kenny. You should probably collect.
I don't need much, dude. I live a very meager life, right? I get paid every few years.
I was gonna say you just said you built a house in 7 months. I'm like, okay.
So, but like,
what happened with Joey? I'm gonna call him Joey Boombots. I think you said his name is
Boombots. Yeah, my boy.
Joey,
he was a young guy. We worked together at a couple companies when I was growing up, or as we were growing up. And dude, this kid, he had a little bit of a problem, right? I don't know if it was drinking or maybe a little bit of drugs or whatever. Like we all go through something as we're growing up, right?
Mhm.
And dude, like I saw something in him. You know what I'm saying? Like just like I saw something in this guy Josh that is part of our company up in Vermont now. We'll go talk about that maybe later, but like you can tell when someone has a gift. You know what I'm saying? And like the kid, he's just a selfless kid, okay? And he's not a kid anymore. He's a grown adult now, but I know him as my little Joey. But so he would disappear for a week at a time or 2 weeks at a time. He'd go on whatever he was doing, right? And Kim and I brought him in the office and we were gonna let this guy go, right? Okay. And I'm like we brought him in for one more coming to Jesus. And I was like, listen, Joey, I'm like, dude, you have what it takes to be great, dude. You know what I'm saying? I was like, we don't, dude, you can't be just like disappearing. Like you got to understand, like when you're building big companies, dude, everybody matters, right? Okay. So, and this is what we talk about in our companies too a lot is that, listen, dude, when people are calling out, it creates chaos. You know what I'm saying? And everyone's important, right? Because the salespeople are important, because if the salespeople aren't producing, then we have no work to do, right? Okay. And then if the parts guy is not there, then no one has parts to go do the jobs. Like everybody is important. We can't build massive companies and very well-oiled machines without having everyone in line and like doing their job every single day, right? So he's disappearing. Listen, dude, like we don't know what's going on, dude, but you need to stop, dude, because you're wasting your talent. And I see this in you, okay? So long story short, dude, we have this coming to Jesus, dude. We hug, we cry together, you know what I'm saying? Because that's what Kim and I do with these guys. And so, dude, he goes on to being a $5 million a year salesman, okay? He helped us bring Call to Be from 0 to 8 million in 3 years. Okay. Now because of our leadership and teaching him how to be a leader and being selfish, and it's all about teaching other people and you know what I mean, giving to other people, dude, now they're going to go in 2 years. Okay. From 8 million to 40 million. Okay. Like, so it's just like
so
those that we just talked about.
So you saw something in him, and rather than firing him, you were like, "This is your last chance."
Yeah,
right. This is like you gotta, and so you just believed in him. And
we're like, listen, dude, you have what it takes to be great, dude. You're fucking up, and sorry for my language, but like sometimes you just need to be stern with people, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then he did, you know what I mean? He turned around, dude, and now the kid's like, dude, he's a rock star. You know what I'm saying? Like the kid is an absolute rock star. He's training people, dude. He's freaking like, dude, he's helping us build like one of the biggest, like we're probably pretty close to the biggest company in Connecticut now. You know what I mean? Like it's amazing. You know what I'm saying? And it's just, I don't know.
It makes you feel good.
Dude, it's awesome.
Can I share? Do you mind if I share something? I know this is your interview here, but do you mind if I'm going to share something? I want to put my screen up here. I posted something earlier on this week. And so I got this message on the other day. So I coached a guy who I guess I didn't have his number, and he went his own ways or whatever it was, and I left the company, right? And he messages me on TikTok. He could only find me on TikTok for whatever reason. He says, "Everett, what's up? This is, I don't want to say his name. I don't have any other way to contact you. I live in South Carolina now with my wife." By the way, when I knew him, I don't think he was married yet. He was getting married. He goes, "And getting me into HVAC sales has opened up so many doors for me. I'm currently sales growth coordinator at a small locally owned shop. Just wanted to say thank you for trusting me and giving me an opportunity to be successful."
Nice.
And, I'll tell you, man, I needed to see that. I needed to hear that. And sometimes it's not even about them. And there's a selfish, sort of like a selfish thought here where it's like, Kenny, you pour so much into people. I pour so much into people. And sometimes it's like, it's good every once in a while to hear a thank you, right? It's good every once in a while. And that was, and I'll tell you, I've sacrificed, and I'm sure you have, so much of my life on this ridiculous journey of like, you know, leadership and mentorship and coaching and training and all this kind of stuff that selfishly, you and everybody else could totally not do and make just as much money, if not more.
I could have retired at 28, dude.
Yeah. And
like, just can't do it.
But
tried it again at 40.
I guess when you have a bigger calling, you scratch that itch. And based on even just this chat and people that I've known that now, you know, that I know that know you, I mean, dude, you have created, I mean, an incredible network of people who love you, support you. That's
the best thing about doing what we do. Like
you could die tomorrow and you would know, like, okay, I made a difference. And at the end of the day, man, I mean, look, money, I mean, look, I think it's great to make money, help people make money, 5 million in sales, 2 million, whatever it is, like all of it's good. But at the end of the day, when you can turn to at some point in time, your grandkids or your kids or whatever it is, and just look inside your heart and just say, you know, I did some cool stuff in my day. I helped some people. And the fact that even that one little story, and I bet you there's a ton of those one little stories. I bet you have 20 of those one little stories where you believed in somebody and you gave him a shot. Mm-hmm. And by the way, this guy, I gave him a shot and nobody actually was really going to. And I watched the transformation in him. I watched it happen. There was like, even like little stuff that you don't think about. Like he started dressing a little more professionally. He started cutting his hair. He was reading book, walking into my office going like, I read this book, or, you know, I would hand him a book and say, or an audio book. I'd say, hey man, you should really listen to this audio book. Like I'm a big fan in the sales field. In this field, I share the same sort of philosophy as Joe Cunningham. Joe Cunningham talks a lot about Tom Hopkins, and I'm a huge Tom Hopkins guy when it comes to in-home sales. I don't know if you've listened or you like Tom Hopkins at all. But I'm really big into it. Like I'm really big into the type of that communication. And he's not everything, right? Yeah. You know, listen, Al Pacino and Robert De Niro and all these guys, they went to, you know, drama schools, but they didn't just go to one. Like they went to like different acting schools, and they took pieces from
pieces of everything, dude, and made who they were.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what did. That's why you talk about things are changing. That's why I keep going to classes. You know what I'm saying? That's why I keep going to these events, because you pick something up new, you know, listening to Lance Bachman, you know what I'm saying? Like there's always something new or that they share that you can implement today, not tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like, dude, and just do it.
Let me ask you this: in building businesses and doing everything you do you have any regrets? Anything that you wish you hadn't done?
Dude, I could die tomorrow, dude, and I've done plenty. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, seriously, dude. Like, I just had freaking 3/4 of an inch of my lip fucking cut off a month ago. A huge peanut-sized thing of cancer cut off my nose. And listen, dude, like, at the end of the day, dude, I've done a lot in my life. I've built some awesome companies. I've helped some people recover their companies. And like, dude, it does, like, you just got to keep going, dude. Like, who knows? We don't know when we're in our time's up. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think it's anytime soon, right? And it doesn't matter anyways, dude. And like, no matter what, it's in my DNA to just keep doing things. Like I can't sit still.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
Like, it's funny you say that too, because we're wired the same way like that. I can't sit still. I got to keep going and going and doing, and it's crazy, and it's like never enough. And I've had people who love me, who have said, dude, you're always burning the candle, and I'm like, it's fine. I got an endless wick.
I'm gonna go when it goes out, dude. Just hopefully not there tomorrow.
So there's a question. There's probably some people here that or people that are going to listen that every episode I ask the same question, and this question runs. And you've listened to my episodes, you know the question. What is one experience? And I'm going to ask you, because you've been in the field, I'm going to say it's going to be with a customer, and it's not going to be this other story, because obviously that was really meaningful. But what is one customer experience that you've had inside of someone else's house that lives with you. That today you still wear it like a backpack, like you carry it around with you.
Really, that those two kids that we saved, dude. Like,
Yeah.
I don't have like.
There's nothing that can compare to that.
Not really, dude. Like,
Yeah,
every experience is kind of the same. You know what I mean?
Is that right?
Yeah.
That's so funny. You never had like a woman like break down, like you're in her house, you're talking about replacing the, that furnace, and all of a sudden she just breaks down and cries and starts talking about her, her being a widow and all this other stuff.
Not really, dude. I do most of the talking, so.
Dude, that's crazy. I had this like, I don't know, I guess she was maybe in her like mid 40s at the time. I was probably in my late 20s. I don't know. And I remember I met with this woman, and she was like recently divorced, and I guess she won the house, and like, but it was like really nice neighborhood or whatever. Very delicate woman. She was very, very sweet. And I just remember like sitting there at the table, and I was talking to her about, whatever replacement system it was. It was a nice neighborhood. And I just remember her like getting kind of slow and soft. And then she just like broke down and started to like tear and like try to hold it back because she realized she was in front of a stranger.
Right.
But it didn't matter. It just came. And I was just like, it's okay. Like, it's cool. Like,
yeah,
go ahead. Let's have it out,
man. Yeah. You need a hug?
There was actually another woman, and I've told this story before. There was another woman that I met that she had gone through traumatic, ridiculous teenage years where she had something really, really bad happen to her, and she never kind of recovered from that, Kenny. And so she ended up when I say crying her eyes out, I'm talking about like, I'm just sitting there. I'm a friendly guy. I'm good bonding, good rapport. I'm listening to her. She tells me this long, long story of something that happened to her back in like 1987 or something like that.
Right.
And she was like assaulted, hospital, like almost dead. Turns out the guy that did it, okay, these guys got out of like a limo or whatever it was. Well, turns out they were like some politician's kids, like son, like spoiled, rotten kid.
Right.
Well, they beat the pulp out of her. She ended up getting a huge settlement out of it or whatever it was, but she cried her eyes out. Then like this, she stopped. She turned to me. She was like, man, I feel so much better. She's like, you're like a therapist, like, but I don't have to, like, I don't know you. So it's like, you're like a friend that you're like a rent-a-friend. Like, I just like let it all out. And then she went upstairs and she grabbed a $7,000 deposit for her boiler.
Nice.
In cash, by the way, in cash.
Nice.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what the thing is about me, dude? Like, and it probably annoys some people, dude. Is like, I'm not. I can talk to you, dude, because we're talking shop, right? Dude, I'm not a phone talker. I'm like, I don't give a maybe it's selfish, dude, but like, and it's kind of bad, dude. I don't know, dude. Like,
I'm not a small talk guy. How's the weather?
People's lives, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just, and it's bad, dude. Like, I'm focused on my wife. I'm focused on the business that's what we're doing, and like nothing else really matters to me. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, you know what I mean? Like,
maybe that's what makes you successful too, because you become hyper focused about things.
And like, dude, it's just like I don't have. It's always just been like, dude, I don't have time to just sit here and jibber jabber about nothing. Like, I'm like, dude, I need to get this done, or like I need to think about this and get this done. Like, this is like the whole.
You have a mental checkbox that needs to get done at all times.
It's just so tough, dude, and it's probably why. I don't have like so many really close friends. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, I don't want to talk on the phone. I don't want to, I don't know. It's just like, it's just like, dude, my mind just goes like, I have all this shit to do. Like, this is a total waste of time and unproductive.
What do you do? What do you do for fun? What's like your hobby? What do you, I mean,
I play ice hockey, dude. We build houses. I enjoy building. Like, dude, I just enjoy building things. And like, I spend time with my wife. I spent really my brother, Chris, dude, is the only one that I really want to talk to. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's the only one that can call me, dude. And I'll sit on the phone and talk to him. You know what I mean? Everyone else, like, and it's not, dude, I'm not trying to be like that. It's like, I love these people, and like I want to talk to them. Like, it's just like I just have I have this vision and this thing that I'm trying to build. You know what I'm saying? And like, to me, that's all and it's kind of bad, dude. Like, because it's all I'm focused on. It's all I want to do. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, it's just that it's that addictive personality. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm addicted to, I want to see, dude, like I'm playing a video game every day. And what's the highest score I can get to? You know, because that's all it is right now. I'm just trying to beat yesterday. Like, I don't care about nothing else. I just want to, dude, how high can I get this score? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
So on that note, let me ask you this. So right now, since you're always thinking about that kind of thing, what do you think the biggest mistake that's happening right now is?
The biggest mistake?
Yeah, like the industry-wide mistake. What's the biggest mistake that people are making right now? You go into these companies, you talk to people. What's the biggest mistake they're making?
Dude, just hiring the wrong people. Dude, the people are everything, dude. Like, we have this phrase, happy, productive professionals. We have it nationally or federally trademarked, okay? Because those are the only type of people I want to be around. If you ain't happy, dude, you're killing my mojo. You know what I'm saying? And like we hire, fire, and base all of our, or me personally, and Kim too. Like we base all of everything that we do off of those 3 words. You know what I'm saying? Because like I just don't want to be around people that are not like that, dude. Like listen, when I come to work, dude, I'm happy. I'm happy unless something really bad happened and I need to prove a point real quick. And then like I get that over in about 30 to 40 seconds or a minute. And then I'm back to Kenny, dude, like teaching and cracking jokes, dude, because you gotta make training interesting. You know what I'm saying? If you're just blah, 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 dictating, right? Nothing sinks in. You know what I'm saying? So like the biggest thing is like, dude, what's the biggest problem is thinking that what you're teaching is right, but it's wrong. You know what I'm saying?
How would somebody know that? Like how
your numbers aren't getting better, your people's they're not progressing, your company's not being more efficient. You know what I'm saying? You're still having nuisance callbacks, right? Like anything that like I literally have a thing and Jen is our niece and she's fucking awesome, and Kim, and they just text me all day long with like these little I'm just like a problem solver. That's all I'm doing all day long, right? And every single fire, we just put it out immediately, right? So if something happens or like someone calls me with a question about a type of system, right? Guess what? Everyone has that question. Because if this dude don't know about it, no one knows about it, right? So we just, dude, I literally the next day, I take a half an hour to an hour, I bring the whole company in and I say, listen, dude, let's talk about this, right? Because if this dude's got a question, you got a question. It's like the biggest thing, right? Everyone's afraid to raise their hand. They don't want to look dumb. Well, dude, the dumbest fucking question is the one never asked.
So you run an open forum. You run an open forum policy in your meetings where, like, if somebody has to say something, they can say it.
Yeah.
What about gripes? What about gripes? What about gripes? You say, okay, so you have happy, productive people, right? Let's say somebody has a gripe. Somebody's like, there's a valid complaint, and people are gonna want. Now you know how this goes because it becomes a bitch fest, right?
Yeah, pitter party.
So how do you format those?
Let's talk about it, dude. How can we fix this? What's the problem? And if you have a problem, you better come with a solution, right? Because what do you think that we should do? I don't have all the answers. I don't need to be a dictator. People don't like working for dictators. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the answers are usually in the room, by the way.
Yeah, dude. Like they know what they want, dude. Just come out and tell us. You know what I'm saying? Like if you need something, tell us. If you want something, tell us. Like dude. I say this a lot, dude. My crystal ball broke a long time ago, dude. Like, if you don't like, but the biggest thing too is like dude, it starts from the first point of contact with your people, okay? And even when they're not your people yet, okay? When we listen, like I hear this every single interview that we have with people. When I'm done, they do not have no questions. You know what I'm saying? They have no questions, and they know exactly what's going on, how I want them to act when they work with us. And if they don't act that way, we're going to terminate them because we don't want that shit here, right? And like the biggest thing that we say is, listen, dude, we don't have all the answers, and you're the ones that are out in the field doing this every day. If you have a suggestion or you have something that you need or would make this job better or easier, right? Or make your career better with us, dude, come to us and tell us. You know what I'm saying? Because, dude, I don't know. I'm not with you every day. You know what I'm saying? So like they know from day one, dude, that dude, our door is open and we want to know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Come and tell us.
So what is one attribute that you look for? You said a lot about recruiting. You talked a lot about, hiring the right people. People make mistakes. They hire the wrong people. What is one, if you could name one attribute that you look for in a new hire, what is it?
Dude, they got to be excited to come. I am not hiring one person that I do not get excited to come and work with us in the interview. If they're not excited to come, they're never going to be excited. You know what I'm saying? That's it. You got to be an excitable person.
I like that.
You know what I'm saying? I'm serious, dude. Like, you can ask Jen, you can ask him. Like, as soon as that person walks out the door, I can tell if they're coming to work with us or they're not. Because if they're not excited to come, they're not coming. And if they're not excited and they do accept the job, then they're just miserable and they make everyone else miserable. I promise you. It happens every single time. I've had thousands of employees, dude. You know what I mean? Like, the people have to be excited. And if they're not like that, it just goes along the line with that happy, productive, and professional. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the only one unprofessional thing that I do is swear a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But
do you find that is becomes more relatable to your employees and whatnot?
Yeah. Like
so
I'm a human being, dude. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not a robot. You know?
Mm-hmm.
They're like, all right, this guy's real. You know what I mean? Yes, he's trying to run a company a certain way.
So what's the map look like right now with you right now? What do you like? What are you, where's the trajectory? What's the next step? What's Kenny Byrne doing?
The next step is where are we launching Call the Owl?
You already have the brand and everything.
Oh, we have two brands ready to go. We have them on the shelf ready to go now. Okay. I'm just waiting to be told where I'm going and or who I'm doing it with. Right.
Are all the Call the brands, they're all a part of the same group?
Yeah. We own Call to everything.
Yeah. Okay.
It's called the brands, call the animals, call the doctor, call the dentist, call the hospital, call the cops, call the lion, tiger, bear, fucking, we own all.
Call the dog. Your dog has walked back and forth in the background.
Dude. Yeah.
Do you have Call the dog?
I have Call the dog. I have Call the cat. I have Call the fucking wombat. All of them. I bought them all.
Call the wombat.
Dude, because if you're gonna do something, you can't have anyone else come in. You know what I'm saying? Because they can wreck what you're doing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I don't know. When I do something, I go all in, and sometimes it's good and sometimes it's bad. But,
wow, it doesn't seem like there's a whole lot of bad. It seems like there's a whole lot of good, man. So let me ask you, while we kind of wind down here, looks like you're working on a lot. You're going to be opening up these brands. Call the dog, call the kennel, call the guys.
Call the dentist is going to be huge, dude. Watch.
Call the dentist.
Call the dentist.
I wonder if that's already taken. I mean, these.
No, I own it.
You know what's crazy is that, and this is
not taken. I own it.
You know what's crazy? There's a so I know a guy. You will like this, by the way. This is not small talk. You will love this. I know a guy who owns a dental, like a Nexstar, but for the dental practices. Okay. And they have software that they help implement, and they do accounting for them and everything else. But they also own like a small piece, I guess, of like a bunch of these different dental offices. And they've got like hundreds of these dentist offices that subscribe to them. And this guy, they started this group like I think it was 18 or 20 years ago. And they've done really, really well with it. Well, get this, ready? They were offered, there's 12 partners. They were offered like $680 million for this business. They all took off time from work. They went out to a retreat. They went and just them to brainstorm the partners to find out if this is what they wanted to do. Every single one of them at the end of the meeting voted to not sell the company. And they all could have walked away with like over $50 million. Yeah. They kept it, and they were like, you know what? We want to build this even better, and we want to hand this down to the next generation of people that are going to do what we built. Not I guess it was a PE group that was buying them. How crazy is that? Now they do have a clause where if one of them wanted to leave, that they would actually get bought out for the amount of money that they were offered or whatever, but it's irrelevant. All 12 of them voted to stay.
Right.
I've never heard of anything like that in my entire life.
They're doing just fine, dude. And they know it's not even where it's going to be. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe, but I think they just really they really wanted they thought they built something really special and they were going to keep it going.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Kenny, dude, we're at pretty much we're at time here. I want you to give any final thoughts, any shout outs, any plugs you want, anything you want to talk about. Go.
I mean, dude, just whatever you want to do, you can just do. Like I always end every show, like, dude, whatever you want to do, you just got to do it. You can do whatever you want to do. Anything that you have a thought about or anything you want to do, just do it, and it's gonna happen. And it's gonna take a lot of work, and it's gonna take a lot of thought, and it's gonna take a lot of people. Okay, and to be really good, you gotta love people, because if you don't love people and you don't trust them, you ain't doing shit. Okay. And I like people. I like being around people, the right people. Okay. I like building them. I like changing their lives, dude. Like, it's freaking, dude. It's that's worth more than money, dude. It's just like, it's like taking someone that was never, ever going to get an opportunity in their life, dude. You know what I'm saying? And then now they're in charge of, you know, like Stephen Kostick. He's in charge of like 10 call centers now. The kid that's with us at the beat. Now he's in charge of 10 companies' call centers. Like, you just find people and help them and freaking, dude, tell them that they're awesome and give them the tools that they need to succeed. You know what I'm saying? And they will do amazing things. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's it. And
I love that.
That's it. I
love that. Those are wise
words. Do whatever
words.
you want to do. Just do it.
I think people, you know, and on that note, I'm going to tell you, I think a lot of people make this mistake where they beat people down and they make them feel miserable and they make them feel like shit and they beat them down and they beat them down. And then you know what happens? They fucking leave.
Yep. And they go fucking help somebody else. You
I
know
think
what I will be the biggest cheerleader, and so will Kim and Jen and the rest of our team and Joey. And dude, we will be the biggest cheerleaders you never had in your life. And we will change it, dude, and you will do things that were unthinkable. I promise you that.
I love that, man. Dude, this has been an awesome conversation, bro. You're like a super you're like a super surprise, by the way. Like with this, you're just like a wealth of knowledge and a ball of fire. I love it, man. Dude, you come back and you can co-host too if you want to, man. Everyone, if you ever want to come back on and co-host, bro. You're just like, I just love it. Like, you may actually, I'm gonna get off here and I'm gonna be like, dude, I'm fucking pumped. This guy fucking pumped. I don't even work for the guy.
That's my job, dude. It's to pump people the fuck up and let's go.
You do whatever you're doing, man. You know, you know, and a lot of people, I'd say, you know, I don't know if you believe in God or not, but man, you're like a blessed dude. You know, you go into other people's lives, you change them, you rummage around. You know what I mean? You've made some money. It's cool, man. I like what you've done, man. I really appreciate it, dude. Thanks for coming on, buddy. I got some really great announcements and guests coming up. I'm not gonna do them right now, but more to come. I will say this for everybody that's still here really quickly. I did a series called From Prison to the Trades. It was a 4-part series. It was phenomenal. Okay. And not because it's my podcast, but it was absolutely amazing. I had like a combined 100 years or something like that served in prison on guys that are now absolutely crushing it in the field of the home services world, the vast majority in HVAC. And so they're live on YouTube, but they are also, I just released the first, if you listen to your podcasts, it's on it's on Amazon, it's on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. You can listen to it. Highly recommend you go listen to it, because what those guys have to say is remarkable about how you can turn your life around. And one of the guys on the show served literally 15 years in prison and came out, and now he's done incredible things with his life. There's parts of his life that will never be fixed, but the point is what he could fix, he did. So I really encourage everybody that's listening, go listen to that podcast, From Prison to the Trades. You know, and look, if you like the podcast, I never say this, I never do. I'm so bad at it. I never ask people to like leave a review or go on Spotify or go on Apple and say like, leave a review, but I'm getting a lot of traction, and it would mean the world if you listen to just go on there, just leave a 5-star review and just say, hey, it's cool stories from the trades, from the field, bring awesome guys on like Kenny Byrne here. So really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you next week.